Chisom, just kind of what were you seeing that allowed you to have, I think, a season high, I think, 40 or close to it. You had a best game of the year from what we can tell, at least. Just what kind of got into this one?
Yeah, I think it was just the coaches instilling confidence in me. We're a couple players down, so just trusting my abilities. Taking what the defense gives me. So I like getting to the basket, so they backed up. So I'm pretty confident in my three, so I just shot it. And if they get up on me, it's downhill from there. And just continue to trust in my abilities and trusting my teammates.
Max, I noticed the entire game you did a great job of getting your teammates open, making a lot of passes throughout. Can you just talk to me about all the new guys getting minutes and you feeding them and giving them an opportunity?
Yeah, as you guys know, we have a couple injured players, a couple more that were sick. I think first of all, it's pretty admirable to see guys that were both injured and sick still play today, in Chiz and Don and Ryan. So yeah, we're down 2 point guards, so I try to fill that spot a little bit. I think the guys did a really good job reading what the defense gave them. Obviously, we got to limit our turnovers. I think I was leading the team in turnovers 5, which is not a good look. But overall, we had way more 5 around the perimeter actions that were pretty good for us, especially in the first half. So yeah, hopefully we can build on that, and once our point guard come back, be even more dominant.
All right, so Max, you guys got off to the 3-0 run, 3-0 lead, and look like it's going to be a good day, and they make a big run and come back. So their resilience, did that surprise you guys, or was it a situation where you guys didn't play as well as you should have?
No, first of all, it was not a surprise. If you watch them play throughout the year, all of their games are close, and in the last 2-3 minutes, that's when they go on a run and win the game most of the times. So we knew that was coming. They're a good team, they're a tournament team, so obviously they're very experienced, and yeah, obviously we could have taken better care of the ball, knocked down a couple more shots. But overall, they're a good team. I thought we played the right way. Turned it over a little bit too much, but yeah, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't.
All right. Another question would be obvious question, but does this show how valuable Jalen is? Is that you really could use him in a game like this? Even though last game was a bigger loss, but still, it's been kind of difficult for you guys since he's been out.
It's also Jalen and Benny, we just don't have a point guard. So obviously when the head of the snake is not here, it's always hard to find a way. And Jalen's probably all ACC defensive player of the year, and all ACC just straight up. So yeah, we're missing really, really, really good player, and especially against teams that have really aggressive guards, as in Salis, Heldreth, and all that. We're missing him a lot. The good news is that hopefully he'll be back for our next game. So we're just looking forward to this. But at the same time, I think you really need to note that some guys stepped up. JT did, Cam did, Evan did, and Anthony did. These are guys that haven't played almost at all this year, and that either started or played significant minutes. So I think you really have to tip your hat to them and celebrate this. If a guy is not here, the guy not here, just next man up. And I think Chiz was the perfect example of that today. 14 points in 20 minutes on some 80% shooting. That's exactly what we want. And on top of that, he was really aggressive on the defensive end. So yeah.
As veteran players, what do you guys do to try to kind of encourage the young guys as they're playing through their first kind of major minutes of their careers? How do you kind of try to keep them going, encourage them, maybe make a mistake or something? How do you guys try to what role do you guys play in trying to help them acclimate?
Yeah, for me personally, my main thing is just staying confident and staying close to your training, and just emphasizing how important practice is. So in practice, they take it very seriously. The reps, if they're on scout team, just take what we're doing very seriously, and just trust in your habits. You don't rise to the level of occasion, you fall to the level of your habits. So just trust your habits and everything you do. So that's the main thing. That's something I learned as a freshman at Harvard, just trusting your habits. So just bringing that here and teaching kids, teaching the younger freshmen to just continue to trust in their habits that coach instilled in them.
Chisom, now that you guys have 2 straight losses, what are you expecting to do on NC State, and how are you preparing to come out and break the streak?
I think it forced us to come even closer together, and then just trusting our defensive principles even more. You know, I think defensively it was a good game, back and forth. You know, how many leads? 17 lead changes. So, you know, we're playing great D, and I think it's just tightening in on the defensive end, and just offensively just trusting your shot. You know, just if you're open, shoot the ball, because that's a better chance than turning it over. So I think that's what we continue to emphasize.
Maxime, what was it like for you playing point guard? First time seeing that.
Yeah.
Experience like for you.
Well, I need to do a better job not turning the ball over. I think we got a couple open shots, especially in the first half. I do think I want to share the ball. But, yeah, it's a learning process. Obviously, playing out of position, and I think there's also some things like chemistry. Obviously, you know, when you play with like one point guard throughout the year, he knows where to find you. He knows how you like to get the ball. I did not necessarily have that feel with everybody yet, so I'm still learning. But I'll do whatever our team needs to compete at the highest level. So if that means playing point guard or that means playing center or whatever, I'll do it. That doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's just growth, and hopefully if that happens again, I can lower those turnovers and get a couple more assists.
All right, so Max, in that scenario that you had, you were close to a triple-double. So when you look at that, come up that way, do you think that would help your chances of maybe getting to the next level, that you're that versatile?
When I first got here, my freshman year, our coaching staff used to talk about be where your feet are, which in my years, the way I understand it is just enjoy the present moment and try to make the most out of it. So as of right now, I would say it's my last year in college, probably have 5 more home games ever. So I'm trying to focus on that a little bit more, focus on the day-to-day. Obviously, if people outside of our team like what they see, they like what they see. But what I care most about right now is my teammate, my coaches, my university, and to win. As I mentioned earlier, like this loss, I think, brought us more together, and hopefully we can bounce back from it. Because next time we're gonna see you guys, we're about to be 13-2 and not 12-3 at home. So, yep.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll have a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for us. I thought our efforts were pretty good. I thought our team came out to play, played hard. Wake Forest came out. We really had a hard time guarding them first half, keeping in front of us. And second half we did better, but they made tougher shots. And that's kind of their boy. Both times we played them, Hildreth played much better this game, but Salas made really tough twos overhand, where I thought were defended pretty well. But he's a really good player, and they kind of made some plays there. And we put him at the foul line too much, and obviously we turned it over too much. Now that's what they do, so they kind of won. They're going to try to turn you over, play the ball hard. And they forced 17 turnovers, and we had to keep that down to give ourselves the best chance to win. And we'll try to rectify that and get better for Saturday.
I'm just curious for you, without Blaze and Gieler, how difficult was it to kind of figure out a lineup for this one?
It was tricky. It was definitely tricky. And we got guys who would play with the flu a little bit after it happens. So we had some guys that are sick. I wouldn't even know who was going to be available till tip off a little bit, and we're really shoot around. I got a good idea. So, and the guys have been practicing and played well. Jalen and Cam have been playing well. We didn't know if Donovan was going to be able to go. Donovan was ready to go, so I said, well, let's see what he looks like. And he played pretty well, actually. He actually played healthy. That's what I'm saying. He didn't play as well as he's played. And then, so we got him in there. And then, as far as, Uzziah and Ryan just kind of share the point guard duties. And there's really not another, Anthony did a good job. He's not really in that, he'll probably never be a point guard, but, kind of put him in a tough spot there. But I thought Anthony played great. defensively, and actually played well offensively too. Just gonna get that cap off the rim and make some plays, but he played the right way, played to win.
All right, so Coach, start the game off with an aggro wall 3,
Mm-hmm.
and they make a run. Start the second half off with an aggro wall 3, and then they make another run. So you like the way you guys started each half, but the way that they were able to be resilient.
Yeah, this league, they got 4 seniors that play a lot of minutes, and like I said, those 2 guys, and they won a tough one against Pitt I saw on Saturday, and they kind of got that edge. We're playing close games. They know what they're doing. They know their identity. Reed knows his role. He plugs up the paint, does good things, bats balls out, and he leans on Max, and that wears him down a little bit. So we had him in foul trouble. We got to play a few more better decisions on the offensive end, I think, to make some plays. And like I said, we got Max with 6 assists, 5 turnovers, and he'd probably have to go 8 assists, 3 turnovers. And it's there, but we're really literally playing him like Jokic a little bit. Just he's bringing the ball off the floor, initiating our offense. They're bringing the double off the dribble, bringing the double off the low post catch. Blitzing our ball screen covers, and he did a lot of good things.
Coach, late in the game, there's a lot of timeouts and ball stoppages. Are you able to talk to your team? What are you telling them in such a close game that means?
I can't really recall, to be honest. I called one when we tied it up. I thought we had 2 left. I just kind of wanted to settle us in there as we kind of climbed the mountain. Twice we climbed the mountain that second half. We went up 2, and then we got back in there, and I think we tied it up at 68 or something.
69.
And it was minute 41. I said, all right, let's see if we can, make the right decision and just want to be, because it really is getting down to I thought it was going to be maybe 4 possessions left in the game. I mean, I think both teams were they were in the half court pretty there. So I was like, we need to stop and a score. And I think we had the tough call, whatever, the loose ball thing. And I could tell you what I told them. Let's see if we can get one done. And we came up short.
Just talk what you got about Okpara in this one.
I played great, and I told him in the locker room that I thought at Syracuse he played great. To be honest, at home he played well. Then he hurt his shoulder in that game or something, I don't know, and then he got sick. But even though he produced more offensively, shot it well, I felt that he was same mentality. Syracuse playing, he's getting more comfortable. He played within himself. He's playing to win, and the points and that stuff will take care of itself. But defend, rebound, don't put as much pressure on himself. I thought he did a good job.
Coach,
kind of big picture. You guys in Wake Forest are top 6 in the conference, kind of in the picture for maybe an NCAA tournament berth. Is it tough to kind of let this one slip away?
We're not worried about that. You get caught up in that. It's not worth it. You just got to go game by game. I think, I know last year they were like 28 in the net and didn't go, so they shouldn't worry about it either. Later on, you just got to win games and control what you can control.
all right, so Coach, late in the second half, their top 3 scorers each had 4 fouls.
Yeah.
They were somehow able to survive, but Johnson ended up fouling out eventually. But were you cognizant of that, and did you think about maybe going after one of them to get them out, or would that compromise your game?
No, we were very confident, and you know what? We're without Jalen Blakes, like Johnson. We don't have as much point penetration, and people that could go at the dribble and that. And we talked about it too. With Hildreth and that, he plays so physical on the catches and stuff like that. He's liable to foul, but we couldn't get it done. Because we really had to play through Max, and Reed was able to play with 4 fouls, which was key. But they just bring a double when he gets a catch. They bring the double, and then it's tough to draw that foul. They make it hard. They do it, and they do a good job. And I think that's where an experience like Jalen Blake's would be like. He kind of could figure that out a little bit better. And he was actually in my ear about it, and I was like, I hear you. It's just our guys are trying to survive a little bit, just not in the comfort. Like Ozai and Raynaud did a great job, and we're just going to keep it simple. I think they might have compromised them, as you said.
Coach, what do you think of the young guys and freshmen in their minutes today? How do you think of that?
I think they're great. That we talk about. I don't put too much. Even guys come in here and their freshman year is really to worry about how you're handling things academically and socially, especially that transition from high school to college. And they're great. They're wonderful guys, and they're going to be good. They're just good. And I thought, like I said, Anthony played really well on the defensive end, and he did fine offensively too. To be honest, just got he'll make some shots. He made his free throws. Jalen, I don't know what Jalen is. He might be a freshman. He didn't play for it's a third-year freshman or something like that. He did great. Donovan, like I said, Donovan didn't play his best game, but he played great. He's a tough guy for us. And Evan didn't play as well, and he didn't get as many opportunities, and he better not beat himself up. He had a little screwed up a little left pass there, but he made his 2 free throws too. They were clutch. That all adds up. That stuff all adds up for you when you make like 2 down. When he took it 6-4 and still chance to win that game. And then we got that turnover, and then he threw it out of bounds. But that's part of the growing process is doing that. But they're, like I said, I don't think we have any bad players in the program. With some with more experience, it helps. And some guys are, because of the illness, injury, are getting experience, getting better. It's going to help us long term. But gosh, like I said, we want to win. And we want our best chance. But every team goes through a stretch or has something like illness or injury, and we're not exempt from it. So we'll have to. It'll be nice to get that one done shorthanded, and you don't know what we'll have Saturday, so you can't worry about it.
Not to stop the one on his turnover there, but were you open? He would just attack the basket.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I don't know why. I'm surprised he didn't. I just said go score it. I couldn't really say. I just figured go there and maybe get an and one. They're not going to want to foul. So whoever was in there probably had 4, and I was thinking 4-2. Let's go either way, or maybe an and one or something. There was no reason to. We didn't need the 3 there, and I think that's just Evan's a pretty sharp guy, good feel, and just I'm sure he'd do it differently if he could. But I was like, it was coming right at me. I tried to casually like keep it in play, but I was like, the jig's up. No, it's there. They got this one, so he'll bounce back. But proud of those guys like Cameron Grant. He got some good looks there, and he goes after the ball, rebounding wise. And like I said, for them, they practice hard, they make us better, and they're good enough to contribute in games. So they bring something, all of them.
I know it wasn't the circumstance you want with your 2 of your top point guards out, but was it good to kind of see Maxime show up a little more in this game?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think he's dealing with a lot as far as like people put a lot of stress on him, but to have, we're like didn't think he played his best, but he still had 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. We played pretty well when he was out of the game. If I could have stole a few more minutes. The rule is if the score's staying flat, then just keep him there because you'll need him. They know we're going to need him late. It's just hard to keep him on the bench. It's hard to keep him out of the game, but. We were, like I said, we were better. We had some good stretches there when we rested, and we got to probably tap into that a little bit more.
Coach,
Okay.
There was a moment where Agarwal got a questionable foul.
Yeah.
And he was visibly upset, and one of the players, I couldn't tell who it was, but calmed him down. Did you have anything to say to him at that moment about you got to control your...
Oh, no, I was a horrible example. I was absolutely as red as I could be in the face. Because I thought, I didn't handle it, but I didn't know what to handle. I don't know those. It's hard because it's some of these, one official you're comfortable with is a Pac-12 guy from back in the day, and the other 2 just, you don't have a relationship with them, so you kind of feel like, not they're good or bad, but it's like, it's a weird call. I got no one to talk to about it. I don't know what they're doing, and they're very cordial. But I thought that was on our floor. I didn't think, I didn't feel like, I thought maybe, like Carolina when they were down 1, they drove the ball to win the last possession. They got to shoot their free throws, and then we had to come back and we had to make a shot to beat them. And so I didn't necessarily felt like that was the same thing. But that's the breaks of the game, and when you're a little shorthanded, everything's amplified. But I thought that we had some momentum there. I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's kind of so I was not a good example. I was definitely not controlling my emotions.
I'm just curious. You brought it up. I'm thinking, how many former Pac-12 offenses do you see out here repping games, or are they all dispersed? Or
no, 2 that I can think of. 2. I mean, I think it's 2, or I don't know. Am I there? Anything? Greg Nixon and Tony Padilla. Greenstein, yeah. There's a few. I don't know if I've seen Greenstein in a game, whatever, but we'll get used to it. They'll get used to their national guys, and I'm sure they'll probably hire more guys that do all the leagues. I would imagine, not just. I'm sure the ACC is more regional, you know, just by their accents. I assume they are, and so I don't know. I don't know 'em. I gotta get to know them. So, but they're very nice. So.
Thanks, guys.